It's Sunday night. It's week 4, and we got our first of 2 con matches tonight. This time it's going to be Mardu, and we've got the challenger here, a new player to our league, Ryan M, who unfortunately, as we see, took a mulligan, up against Steve, defending champion. He defended it last week, and he's the current con of the Mardu. So Mitch is here with me tonight. What's going on in Steve's hand?
He has a mana of each color: blue, green, and black. And he's about to play your favorite Kofflers on the Smoke Tiller. There's a
Oh
Force
yeah,
Away, Bitter Revelation, Savage Punch, and he just drew a Keru Spell Snatcher and a land
yeah.
for turn right now.
At least my favorite one in this set. Yeah. Um, yeah, I'm not sure if he was playing the Sultai deck last time we saw him, but whatever he's doing well because I think I saw he's got to 13 wins now, 13-6, I believe. And Ryan, no slouch either, 12-7, so they're both doing very good. That's why they're con and challenger. He did have to take a mulligan there with a 6 lander, but now he has a pretty okay hand here. He has the morph that he just played. He has a Feat of Resistance, Suspension Field, Sultai Flare, Abzan Guide, and a Swamp. So he'll be able to play most of his spells in the upcoming turns. And yeah,
Well,
basically spells are going to be good draws, and lands are going to be okay draws as well.
well, the choice here is a Dig Through Time, a Snowhorn Rider, and he took a Sidisi as well. Put the forest in the bin.
Oh, I think he was. I think I now remember he was playing Sidisi. So I think he was playing maybe more of a jumble of colors last time. But yeah,
Could
I
still
mean,
be a jumble. We just didn't see any.
Bitter Revelation, putting a delve card into your hand, that's just perfection, like for this set,
Yeah.
It's just like you have just discounted your delve spell by 3. Like
Oh,
it's perfect.
Jumble confirmed here. Mountain.
Yeah, no, I remembered he was playing the four color stuff. So I mean, it's been doing well for him, and yeah, I remember the Sultai Soothsayers. It's coming back to me now, with
In the bin.
between the cons matches and the feature matches. I'm seeing a lot more decks every week. Yeah, so nice suspension field here. I mean, still get a 2/2 for Steve. So 2 for 1 basically. In some formats, a 2/2 token might not be worth as much of a card as it is in cons, where it trades with most things that you tap 3 mana for.
Ooh, takes a
Oh,
peek.
he's gonna see what's underneath.
See what he's smoking.
Yeah, it's an Abzan guide. He's he's he's
Uh,
now he's now been told what's being smoked. Yeah.
Deciding whether he should develop the Jeskai Wind Scout for a little prowess, or maybe a face down Ice Feather even. I doubt he'll play a face up Ice Feather even.
Yeah, Ice Feather Haven is good, especially in the face of a morph that I would say Ryan would want to flip up sooner than later. Um, Ice Feather
Oh,
Haven being able to undo. Okay, he's just gonna
yeah.
say, I don't want to deal with this Abzan guide. I'm just gonna throw my zombie away, and I don't have to deal with this 4/4 lifelink that I might otherwise not be able to kill.
Interesting because there were two ways to bounce with Force Away and Ice Feather even and make him basically spend mana even if you did want to flip that up eventually.
Yeah, which I think I like that. I mean, I guess maybe Steve was just afraid of the fact that he could flip it right away and gain life and potentially. But
Yeah, that's 17.
yeah, I mean, I guess with the sizing of his creatures, the Savage Punch wasn't getting much better, particularly with the fact that the creatures that you have in hand are small.
True.
So
Dig through time here. Just delving away. Gonna
this
cost 2 most likely.
he must have the full 6 by now. Yeah,
It is tapping 2 blue. Yeah.
yeah, he for sure has the full 6 because he played Bitter Revelation and he had a Sidisi trigger that
Oh,
milled 3.
I'll try to name here: Wetlet Soundbar, Bear's Companion, Arc Lightning, Bloodfell Cave, Swamp, a Mystic of the whatever it's
Hidden way,
called, and
hidden way.
yeah,
Well, we
and
can.
the
We
free flip. Yeah,
more important
sorry.
to know what he took.
He took the Bear's Companion as with the Arc Lightning. Arc Lightning has been such a heavy hitting removal.
Yeah, so I mean, we see Ryan's hand here with Chief of the Edge, Feet of Resistance, and Swamp. Dig Through Time was actually one of the cards that made them change the templating of cards like that in the future. Basically, every card that's been like that now says you put the cards on the bottom in a random order. But that card actually says any order, and when you're playing on
Well,
Arena, it actually doesn't let you put it in any order.
really. So
Yeah,
what
if
do we
you're
do?
It
It's
just
a
puts
different
it,
card.
it just puts it in a random order.
It's a
But
different card.
yeah, but they templated it because there was like control mirrors where knowing the five bottom cards of your deck was actually important because you might actually get, if you cast three dig through times, you would know by heart the bottom 15 cards of your deck, which is, I don't
That's
think something that, is really great for the game to have like,
slightly skill
to have stuff
testing, I
like
would
that.
say. Slightly
So,
skill testing.
so for the future, they basically put all effects like that, say random. But of note, dig through time does not resolve on arena like it does in paper, which is
It's
very
a different
strange.
card. Basically
Yeah,
alchemy.
it's wild. It actually it'll show you the order though, I believe, but you don't get to choose it.
Hooting Madrill's gonna leave one card in the graveyard after it resolves.
It's anyway. So silly little aside there as Steve plays his hooting mandrills. Um, yeah. So I'm assuming the morph was the mystic of the hidden way,
Uh,
or what
the
was it?
more uh, oh, that's the Aven, I believe.
Oh, the ice feather.
Didn't take the Mystic from the
Okay.
8 cards. He
All
took a
right.
Bear's Companion from the 8 cards as well as the Lightning.
Yeah. So Ryan's got again this feat of resistance that he's had basically since the beginning that can basically is just going to be a removal spell at some point. It's going to be a one for one with Steve's creatures, and that time might be right now.
What's the trick?
It's the feat of resistance.
Oh, Feat of Resistance. Yeah. Another great card in the set.
Yeah. So like sometimes it's better than just trading for a creature because sometimes you get a removal spell and a creature or something like that, or a pump spell and a creature. But he'll take it. He'll take getting a 4/4 off the board. But he does have to deal with the unknown morph here, which is going to bounce presumably the creature with a counter on it or the 4 drop. We'll see.
Another Madrils was a draw with the Madrils in the graveyard. It's gonna cost them 4, which 4 mana 4/4 trample ain't so bad, but developing Bear's Companion instead.
Yeah, I'm always hesitant to put too many delve spells because they definitely have diminishing returns after about the second one. Um,
I wouldn't be surprised to see a Treasure Cruise some here in here somewhere. Haven't seen one yet.
all right.
Got the rare version of it though.
I think somebody was is mentioning in the little chat that you could have here that because I saw it pop up that Arena might let you order it. I think you probably have to
Oh,
toggle around some of the options. I didn't see the full message, but yeah.
oh, cool. I
So
mean,
just
at least
so
you can cast it like normal.
interesting draw here for Ryan is well, not interesting for the progression of this game, but interesting for potentially the composition of his deck is an island because we haven't seen anything blue yet. But I'm sure he has a use for that.
Is there a Smoke Teller equivalent in Markov Manor coming? Karlov Manor, my bad.
Oh, I don't know, but I mean, nobody could ever really duplicate the Toke Smeller and all he brings to the battlefield.
They should name it
I
similarly if they're gonna make one.
I don't. I mean, I haven't looked through the set in detail, but I don't recall there being one. But again, like I haven't perused everything in detail. So yeah, bouncing the creature with the counter here, basically removing a power and toughness from.
Steve played out the land, but he does have a Force Away, which will trigger a loot. Maybe you didn't want to do that, but it gained him a life.
Yeah, Force Away is probably going to be pretty okay here. Again, he doesn't really have any other attacks. He is at 8. He does have to protect his life total, but as we can see, Ryan doesn't really have a way to push through damage until now. He's drawn everyone's favorite turtle,
Oh,
the
the 5/9
the meandering tower shell. Very strange card, but
from the
um,
Chief of the Edge deck. Yes.
yeah, I mean, you always want your Chief of the Edge to fight alongside a meandering tower shell. It's a match made in Tarkir. Yeah, so the meandering tower shell, I guess, in what 4 turns will kill Steve.
Steve,
He has
Steve
time. He has time.
still playing the lands, and I'm liking Force Away on a tower shell. I don't know about you.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't have to do it now. You could do it when it comes back from the attacks.
Yeah, that would be real slow.
Yeah, yeah. So if he does it, like, it's better to do it when it comes back next time.
Possible Steve isn't thinking about the looting, but
Another fun fact: if you ever take one of those with an active treason or during instigator, it's just yours for the rest of the game.
that's funny.
Because the turtle
Um,
says when it attacks, exile it, and then next turn return it to the battlefield under your control. But in the meantime, Steve's got a nice little clock here with the flyers, and
yeah.
we see Ryan's not really got anything going on.
Usually don't want to draw 3 tap lands at this point in the game, but that's what's happened in a row, and he's still looking good.
I mean, his mana base got better
Yes.
by doing that, but his game board didn't quite get better. All right, another Mandrills here.
He leaving 4 mana untapped with a 2 mana card in
You
hand,
probably could
and
have just exiled like almost the minimum.
yeah, and the
Yeah,
Force Away is
so
going to say loot. Sorry, mill 1.
yeah, so we
It's
got a
not the field.
ruthless Ripper here in hand, not of much use. I think he's actually holding it to try and get the 2 damage because it's not really changing much of anything that's going on the board.
There you
Well,
go,
we'll
the old
see.
mill 1.
I mean, he gets his attack trigger first. I guess he could decide second main phase.
That's why you don't play your tap lands. Murderous Cut in the bin.
But you also don't have to loot, right?
He did want. I mean, if he's playing a delve deck, then
Okay,
let's
he's
just
just
say
gonna.
you wanted a Murderous Cut more than a.
All right, he might have been wanting to play the Ruthless Ripper face down, but ends up playing it face up after recasting the turtle. And like I said, Steve's got a nice little clock here. I mean, if he draws a non-creature spell, I mean, he's just dead anyway next turn. So yeah, Flyers came in with a nice little clock. It was the Bear's Companion that really allowed him to just stabilize here.
Um, the card in hand is a Savage Knuckleblade, which didn't come down. Does have
So
haste
attacking
though.
with the Sultai Flare, he does not have a trick, but it's just if it dies, he'll gain 4 life. That was the
Yep. Yep.
goal of that. He has a Mardu Horde Chief in hand, but I mean that doesn't matter too much. He just said, well, if you kill it, I gain 4 life. So, but Steve did not fall for it. He said, I'll take the 4, and on we go. So the blue spell for reference is an Icy Blast. That's the only appears to be the only blue card
I'm playing that myself, and I love it.
in the deck. Yeah. I mean it's a great one. Yeah, so pretty straightforward Abzan deck here. I would say black is his. I wouldn't say black is the splash, but it's definitely he has the least black. He has more green and white, but it's a 3 color deck with an icy blast. So 4. What Steve
Uh,
is he thinking
there
about
was
making any changes
there
here?
wasn't there wasn't much change. He's already done sideboarding. I didn't catch what he actually changed though.
He likes his deck.
Yeah, it wasn't much. I'll say that. It was yeah, what you'd expect, a hodgepodge of colors. Best
I
cards in
mean,
there. Good fixing.
it's working for some people, myself included. Looks like he's taking out the turtle here after thinking a few moments and not taking anything out. Maybe he's wanting. Maybe the turtle's just not going to be good here. Um,
Bit too rec Force Away.
second kill shot being brought in. He has 1 main deck, 1 in the board. Maybe thinking about taking out Savage Punch here as well.
Savage Punch. A lot of the creatures on Steve's side are kind of small, but I guess it depends what's fighting them.
Yeah, but also his creatures are not super big. I mean, he does have 2 bellowing Saddle Brute at the 4 drop, which turns on the Savage Punch pretty nicely, and 1 Alpine Grizzly. But again, Savage Punch is when it's good, it's great, and when it's bad, it's terrible.
That's how. I mean, yeah, the games end pretty quickly when you just grow your creature, fight theirs, and then swing in for like 8, couple turns in a row.
Yeah, so he's now removed the kill shot number 2 and is thinking about possibly another card. Yeah. So he brought in the long shot squad, I guess.
Okay,
I mean,
there was
maybe, maybe
there
he
was the
felt
2-1 prowess. There's the 2-1 prowess.
slightly weak to flyers, but
He
I
did
mean,
actually
you
just
still have to do something. You have to put a counter on it first. But yeah,
yeah. He did lose to a couple flyers there for the most part.
yeah, and I will say his mana base is not really where you want to be for 3 colors. he has 9 of one basic, 7 of another, 6 of another, 1 island, and then only 3 dual lands. But I mean, he didn't have any color problems that game. But it's when you're playing a straight 3 color deck, 3 duels is very very low. But like I said, it definitely didn't cost him the game there, and it's not going to cost him this game because he's got all 3 colors in his starting hand, or his main colors. What's Steve looking
Teller
at
on the
there?
bottom. He mulliganed 6 lands in a wetland sandbar. He just puts a Smoke Teller on the bottom, kept 3 lands, a Jeskai Wind Scout, Arc Lightning, a Tuskguard Captain, just 4 lands other than that in the hand.
He put what on the bottom? No.
A
uh,
hero of last game.
I mean, very scary turn 1 play here, Ghost Flyer Blade, but Steve may not have too much to fear for the time being because Ryan has no creatures in hand, none whatsoever. It's all removal or interactive spells. He does have a Pine Walker here, so he's going to turn that into a 4/4. But he has Suspension Field, Savage Punch, Kill Shot, and Feat of Resistance. So he kept that. Uh, well, 3 of those plus Ghost Fireblade plus his lands.
Which one's Pine Walker? Is that the 5/5?
It's a 5/5,
Yeah.
and it'll untap.
Ooh, it's gonna be a 7/7.
So he's not able to turn it face up, but he's just going to fight here and deal 6. He did draw Watcher of the Roost for the turn, which is the white morph where you could reveal a card to flip it. But he said, I'm just going to do this. Tuskguard Captain could be a problem. I'll get
Oh,
6 damage in and be happy about it.
well, this is a Loxodon, so it actually loses in size to the 7/7 now.
Yeah, and he does have the 5 mana to flip that up. And he's just going to pass with, I guess, yeah, he's just going to pass. Here he has Feat of Resistance up, but unlikely to use it.
Yeah, this game might not last too long. Arc Lightning didn't deal with the one morph, but it can deal with this morph if he wants to 1-for-1 it.
Yeah, I could see the Feat of Resistance being used to stop that.
Yeah, it
But
doesn't look like it's
also,
gonna work.
Steve, he could have just attacked with both and then dealt 6 damage with the elephant. I mean, it would have got suspension fielded the next turn. But
True.
and what's tricky now is that he could potentially block the Just Guy Wind Scout, but it would still be a trade because he has the flyer there, so it would still be a trade. So that's why he didn't do it. But there's definitely some tricky stuff that he could have tried there. And
Which
yeah, we're basically off to the races here.
Oh, that's the flyer where you flip for free. I get it. That
Exactly.
makes
So
sense.
he could have ended up trading with the Wind Scout, but that wouldn't have been very useful. And now a nice draw. An Abzan Battle Priest is going to give the Watcher lifelink. So it's all working out right now here.
He's just got to dig through time. Oh, he picked up a Force Away, which does some work, I suppose.
Yeah, and Steve does know about the suspension field, which if he does flip his elephant, the elephant will get in once, but it will get answered immediately after.
He's not dead here. A Force Away is holding back a big swing.
Yeah, the suspension field is actually, you know, is not able to kill anything until the morph gets flipped up. But let's see how Ryan plays this. He's drawn a Krumar Bonkin, which is the black 5/3 with morph.
Look at that mana base. No, no two alike.
Field of the Dead deck right there. It's like we're playing Arena Cube.
Yep. Where's your Golos?
Cheating? That would be cheating. Yeah, so Ryan is deciding how he wants to go about this, and he says, "I want to go about this with attacking all." A wise choice, perhaps.
Yeah. When you're gaining 7 lifelink, it's hard to say no.
She said Steve does have the bounce spell.
Yeah, a Force Away and a Dig Through Time, which I can't tell exactly how much it would cast, but it would tap him out of blue. No, maybe that tri-land gives blue. I can't memorize.
It's interesting. He's deciding to trade with the Battle Priest rather than uh, pay 6 to turn it into the elephant. Probably doing that because he knows the elephant is just going to get suspension fielded anyway.
Yeah. So that Force Away actually made Dig Through Time castable. There's 5 things in the graveyard. Oh, he has one more because of
So
the creature in the graveyard now.
so Ryan is going to be a little tricky here with his morph. It's actually not the Pine Walker. It's the 5/3.
Oh,
But I mean, for all intents and purposes, it's going to be the same power on either side
it's
and the
pretty
same.
nifty because it changed zones. You have to show what the card is, which is just like something for paper magic.
Yeah. Well, it's to prove that you legally played your morph in paper. In
Do you
arena,
have to
it
choose
won't let
land?
you, but you know, in paper, in theory, if were trying to cheat, you could play a land or a sorcery as your morph to try and have
Uh-huh.
a creature, and
We're
then
gonna have to do the same.
somehow hide it from your opponent. But I don't know.
A couple of removal spells here: Murderous Cut and Arc Lightning is what the choice was. There are a couple mandrills to choose from.
But I do remember I did have to tell people to turn their morphs up when we were playing this in person. Yeah, so he's
Gonna
used the
have to get
murderous cut, knowing that the creature's lethal. Uh, what's the other card he has?
it's an Arc Lightning. He decided to take 2 removals in the
Yeah,
game.
Arc Lightning is. He said, "I'm just gonna play my Pine Walker face up. It's a 5/5. I have Icy Blast. Anything you play can get tapped down."
It's gonna make him swing though.
Well, he's gonna make him equip actually, because he gained 1 life from the land there.
That is true. Or not. Lives
Yeah.
another day.
Well, he said he might have something to kill it, so I want to guarantee to put more creatures in play.
The Dune Blast. I'm just kidding.
I don't see any. Well, I actually the Mystic Monastery makes white mana, so it would not be impossible. But yeah, no, he just said, look, if he actually can remove this, I don't want to equip because then I can't cast a creature. So let me
Yeah,
just
that's
put
perfect.
3 bodies in play. They'll all be lethal. Why not?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're gonna get have to get used to showing your morphs or the suspects in the next two.
that is true. Yeah, yeah. So
Oh,
I
Ward.
believe that they have all the same functional rules as morphs. Like, I don't think they changed any of the rules.
Yeah.
So it still does not use the stack. It's a special ability. It's not an activated ability.
I did hear that there's a couple breaks of the 5 mana rule though on the upcoming cards.
Is that
Uh, not
common and uncommon, or
exactly.
is it just rares?
Not it's. I think I don't know exactly which card, but there's one that dies and creates a 2/2. And it costs 4 mana to flip it. So it doesn't exactly break it, but it still
Oh,
feels
it's
bad.
like a 3/2, I think, right?
I think so.
Well, that still doesn't really.
Not
Anyway,
exactly,
but yeah,
there's a
I mean, functionally though, I do believe the rules are the same for morph and disguise.
yeah,
Nothing's changed.
except for the ward. There wasn't much changing going on there. It was like one or two cards.
Yeah, so he's doing what he did last game, which is he's put all his morphs into the 3-drop slot just to get a better idea of his curve for sideboarding here. Luckily, he doesn't have too many morphs because if it was my deck, it would take me like a couple minutes probably. I'd have to drag like 14 cards into the 3-drop slot. But
When you're playing Trail of Mystery,
oh yeah,
you gotta do what you
yeah,
gotta do.
definitely am. Yeah, so just also a tip for anybody who's sick of split second cards in Commander, you can counter those with morphs. Any morph that says when it's flipped up counter a spell, you can actually counter a split second spell. It's an old keyword that means that your opponent uh, can't activate abilities or cast spells in response to your spell, basically uncounterable. So basically
You can't put anything on
the spell basically has hexproof when it's on the stack, more or less.
you can't put anything on the stack when that's on the stack, I suppose.
Right.
But doesn't use the stack, so
Yes, exactly. So I have countered crossing grips before with Stratus Dancer and other things. So anyway, just a fun little fact there while we're waiting for game 3 here. I don't know if I didn't catch if there's any of the disguised creatures that counter a spell. I'm thinking not because blue was not one of the main disguise colors. I know that every color got like a couple of them, but it's mostly the Naya colors that are get the majority. Anyway, it'll be fun to play with. What's Steve got here for game three?
Just Steve just drew into land after keeping. Well, he's got a total of now a fifth land in hand with a throttle and a savage punch. So two removals and four lands left in hand.
Yeah, well, decks like his do want to hit their lands up to a pretty high number, I would say. I mean, obviously, if you're getting flooded in the early game, you don't have anything to do. That's bad. I mean, but you do want to consistently hit lands to be able to do all the things that you're playing four colors because you have powerful cards, and you want to be able to use them.
Well, one was
We
drawn, so same old.
we see
And the savage punch
we see natural Tron here for Ryan, all four colors and basics. And he
Tron.
Yeah, he's got a forest, a plains, an island, and a swamp. That's like Urzatron, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, Steve has the same. Just come to think of it, but he also has one's not played.
Yeah.
Not
So
his not.
Ryan was deciding which four drop to play between Saltai Flare, Longshot Squad, and the Kieran that he cast. I guess he felt Kieran is most likely to be able to attack into whatever is played, but Steve played nothing. So is he killing something here?
There's a throttle. The definitely what he's gonna play. Oh, well, he's seeing if there's a bigger threat, I suppose, with the throttle
Okay.
because there's an arc lightning and a savage punch and three lands. So
I
he's
will
got to use
I will say it's usually favorable to cast a spell in the first 5 turns of a game. Steve has agreed with me
usually. Well,
to
oh, big
cast a
creature,
spell.
castable on curve. It's a six mana 5/5 trample or a morph
Okay, so you could just play. I mean, he might just play the Snowhorn Rider straight up
face
here as
up.
a 5/5.
Oh, he
So
could. Oh, he's gonna make it fight. No, this doesn't work. Oh, he's gonna arc lightning. Okay, arc lightning killing the
yeah,
Kieran.
I mean, he's still taking 3 this turn, and Ryan's just got a bunch of creatures in hand. He's got the Sultai Flare, the Rattleclaw Mystic, which is the morph that also taps for mana, and the Sultai Scavenger, the bird with Delve. So he's just going to keep playing stuff, and sounds like Steve is in danger of falling even further behind here if he doesn't draw some things to do.
Well, it's a seven mana play to flip this up and make it fight. So that seems to be exactly what's gonna happen. But Mandrills was just drawn. That could add to the board later.
Okay, so interesting that Ryan decided to play Scavenger rather than any of the other options, and he just paid the full 6 mana, which you sometimes do.
So he might have attacked a bit too quick here and missed damage. Yeah, he did. He missed two damage here. He's about to savage
Yeah,
punch.
because
So
he could have pre-combat flipped it up.
oh, he was
Oh,
kind
okay,
of
he
baiting.
wanted to kill that one. Okay, I mean he would have still been able to survive combat. All right, nice draw here in a 4/5. That's pretty big. And you can also play his Rattleclaw Mystic face up or face down, but face down seems better.
Claw Mystic. Which one?
It's the rare. When it flips up, you make mana, and then it also taps for mana.
Oh yeah, that.
So Steve, not afraid of whatever's going on the other side to attack here,
He attacked. There's a 4/5 facing down a Mandrills. Not the best situation for a Mandrills.
and he's at 10, and he kind of has to block the morph if Ryan attacks all. But Ryan's morph is not a very adept attacker here, but I mean, does he? I mean, I guess it's yeah. Ryan figures okay, he kind of will block the morph.
Yeah, if it left him dead, for sure. But left him dead to one
And
damage.
Ryan can play 2 creatures here, which kind of protects him from dying unless Steve has like an icy blast or something. But he still only has nine damage, even if he does.
Top deck is throttle.
I don't think it's going to solve enough of the problems here.
The attack with the Snubhorn last turn made that 4/5 come in very comfortably.
All right, well, another saddle brute off the top. But so if I'm Ryan, I'm thinking he needs what? He needs three separate things here, and he only has 2 cards in hand. So
Yeah, it's game over. It's an island and a throttle. It's
Yeah, but he needs three things, right? He needs like everything's potentially lethal.
Well, we know he doesn't have it. It's just an island.
Okay, so yeah, just a little bit too slow of a hand here for Steve. It is a slow format, but you still need to affect the board usually before turn 6 or so. So we see Ryan in his first league is now Khan of Mardu. So congratulations to him, and we'll look forward to seeing him defend the title back here next week. And we'll be back in a couple hours with our Abzan Khan match. So we'll see everybody then.